Hi. So a long time ago, we were a primitive planet. We had lots of wildlife, but no human beings. We had ape-like beings. They found skulls, but we were dumb. We were dumb, and we looked like this. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we didn't evolve. Our brains were 1/3 the size they are now, and they stayed that way for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Here's a graph that shows this is 15,000 years ago. This is about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. And look at how we evolved all of a sudden. We went for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years without evolving much. We didn't evolve much. Yeah, we were dumb. We didn't have language. We couldn't talk. And we didn't have fire either. Yeah, we were more like apes than we were human, living like they do. Little groups running around and eating bananas and worms and things and stuff. So, I'm glad all this happened. Anyway, so, yeah, our brains were 1/3 the size, and they stayed that way for thousands of years. We were hairy and stinky and dumb. Fear was our #1 survival instinct. That's to hide from being eaten. That's why it's so strong in our DNA today. Fact. Fear is huge in our DNA from way back. So that's no wonder that we still have so many problems that stem from fear. I hate it myself. So our planet Earth is floating around in the universe full of wildlife, air, water, earth to grow stuff, etc. And it gets noticed by some space travelers. They check us out and see us as sort of like us seeing a little island out in the ocean that's real primitive and undiscovered and uncivilized. That's how we were. So they thought, should we help them or let them evolve on their own? Well, they probably waited to see if we naturally evolved, and we didn't. We stayed dumb. So, in order to have any quality of life, we're talking quality of life, or end up traveling in space like them, they had to help us. But at the same time, they made sure we still had our free will. We've always had our free will. And that's what gets us in trouble. Me anyway. I believe that they injected intelligent DNA into our ancestors. They didn't have sex with them till later, but they inseminated them with their intelligent DNA and helped create us human beings. I think they sent angels, also called missionaries, also called messengers. They sent them to teach us right from wrong. We were savage and it had to be bred out of us. Plus, they taught us goodness and to love one another. They're not out to invade us or hurt us. They helped create us, so they're gonna watch out for us and help us. They're not gonna hurt us. So now you ask, what about God? Well, as many of you know, I believe in God, but my God is much bigger than just the God of many Christians. My God is the God of all religions over all the world and the universe. Like in Matthew, Jesus says, "My Father's house has many rooms." I think that means he accepts all religions. He sent alien missionaries to help us. They landed in different parts of the world to help the local folks, and because we had free will, we made up our religions as we went. Yes, the people made up their own stories from what they saw, but with no frame of reference. And remember, we couldn't talk, so these stories were told later. So who knows what it really was. But they describe the spaceships as everything from a flaming flint knife, the Aztecs think that, and a golden emperor on a flaming dragon is what they say in China. And the different stories are fabulous. The Incas, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the American Indians, and that's just this side of the world. The other side of the world has all their names for the people that came too. I think they're all sent from God to help us. Where was I? From what they saw. But with no frame of reference, they describe to Flaming Dragon, the different stories are fabulous. And the stories were told from father to son, from son to son, and so on. So, who knows how it, what the real story is. We weren't there, but, it's exciting to find out what they said, what they saw and stuff. Okay. They were led to believe that their gods were the only God, so each civilization thought theirs was the right God. Boy, has that ever caused a bunch of chaos. I don't think the aliens had that in mind when they gave us intelligence, that we just start fighting over everything. No. In the Bible, you can find all kinds of references that talk about alien interjection. I totally believe they brought us the Ten Commandments. The burning bush was a spacecraft. They were involved in all of it and more. They brought us prophets because we were a bunch of crazy heathens. We were heathens. I forgot to put my mic on. Shoot. We needed rules. The Bible was inspired by our ancient ancestors on our alien side, our intellectual side, our godly side. And I believe Jesus was sent by God to save us, which he did. Millions have been saved because he performed miracles that were beyond human capability. He did this all to get their attention. And there's so much more about the Bible. I think that a lot of us are scared to think about aliens because of the scary movies we saw as kids, Invasion of Mars, etc. All these depict aliens as scary creatures that are out to get us. And but they love us and want to protect us. They helped create us, so they want to protect us. The government is also trying to protect us. They know so much that they're not sharing. They think it's for our own good. because they think we will go out looting and doing all kinds of damage to ourselves and others, because it's happened before. People think that if aliens come, it'll be Armageddon. Orson Welles is famous for a radio show back in the 40s called War of the Worlds, and in it sounded so realistic that many people thought that it was really happening. They went crazy from fear. Their own imaginations caused mass destruction and even death. That's free will for you. We're a bunch of nuts. Our government knows there are aliens and that they're present today. They think we won't be able to handle it. I just hope I'm still alive when that happens. Oh boy, do I hope I'm still alive. It's so exciting. I'm starting a YouTube. Oh, I already told you that. So I'm also going to have a weekly podcast. And I'm going to have a trivia